Hi guys, last time we looked at Young Justice, and now let's take a look at the Teen Titans. Essentially, I discovered the series through reprints. By the time I started reading the series, we were pretty much halfway through Crisis and Infinite Earths. So it was strange to read the pre-Crisis and the post-Crisis Titans pretty much at the same time. And holy crap was the original run good. Essentially, the first 50 or so issues by George Perez and Marv Wolfman are a classic run by itself. Once Perez left the book, it never was the same, which is a shame since at the time the Teen Titans were one of the best-selling books alongside the X-Men. It was like the real competition that X-Men had at the time. So when you think of the 80s, the top books in the 80s were pretty much the X-Men and the Teen Titans. Sadly, pretty much past Crisis on Infinite Earth, the series took a nosedive and it never was able to recover from it. Even later, in later years, when George Perez came back to the book, it wasn't the same. The dynamic between the characters was something was missing. So something was different, and they were never able to capture the magic again. So let's get started with Robin the Boy Wonder. Obviously, by now the character needs no introduction. Everyone knows who Robin is thanks to being the second half of Batman and Robin. And ironically enough, within the pages of the Teen Titans, that's when Robin quote unquote grew up and was able to shed the mantle of Robin and become his own character by becoming Nightwing. Recreating Robin in DC Universe Online is a bit tricky. Essentially, we don't have a T-shirt with a R or an emblem that could be like on the left side of the chest. So we had to settle with either a T-shirt like this one with the R right in the middle of the chest, or there is some PvP gear that is supposed to be inspired by Robin, but as you can see, it has like a billion useless straps. So these are pretty much the closest way you can get Robin. Either you put him in a red T-shirt with the green shorts, or you give him the quote unquote iconic Robin chest that is in the game, but that doesn't really look like Robin thanks to having a billion straps strapped to it. Sadly, there's a lot of designs in this universe online that are what we could call over-designed, where they had a whole bunch of useless details that serves no real purpose other than trying to make the design more busy than it really needs to be. I made a Nightwing version in the Young Justice video. Here I tried to recreate the 80s version of the character and I failed miserably. Essentially, I wasn't able to put in some yellow. I guess the lines on the suit on the chest could have been yellow, but it was either yellow, putting them yellow or blue, and I went with the blue part. And next we have Kid Flash, who was a Wally West at the time. This isn't exactly like the Kid Flash look, but with the shock jock chest, with the big lightning bolt, it kind of sells the idea of the character. Obviously, the lightning bolt looks nothing like what the actual lightning bolt on Kid Flash at the time looked, but I thought even though it's not exact, it sells the idea that this is supposed to be Kid Flash Wally West. Of course, we can try and use the Zoom t-shirt to create more or less the same effect. Next, we have Beast Boy, who became a changeling at the time I started reading the comic. I wasn't aware of his appearance as Beast Boy before, and at some point they gave him back the name Beast Boy for reasons. I'm not sure why. I guess somebody thought Changeling wasn't that good of a name and decided to go back to his older name of Beast Boy. Who knows? Recreating Cyborg was a lot harder than I thought it would be. Essentially, I tried to recreate the 80s version of the character, and as you can see, I failed miserably. This is pretty much as close as I was able to get to the look of the character. Although we can recreate the New 52 Cyborg pretty accurately, seeing how we do have the New 52 Cyborg style and the Prometheum logboxes. Although this is the version he had at the start of the New 52, even during the short lifespan of the New 52, Cyborg had at least two, if not three redesigns during that time period. And of course, with Rebirth, I'm pretty sure he's going to get a whole new redesign once more. And next we have Aqualad. We can recreate a pretty good, accurate representation of the character. Although it would have been a bit better if I had the Aquaman belt, but sadly this character doesn't have it in his styles. And in the broker it was pretty expensive the last time I checked, so I wasn't going to spend like $3 million in game cash just to get a stinking belt, so I made do with what I had. Next is the character of Hawk, which wasn't there during the classic run by Perez and Wolfman. Essentially predates the Perez Wolfman run within the pages of the Teen Titans, and he came back in later years also. But during the Perez Wolfman era, Hawk wasn't really part of the series. Essentially, I discovered Hawk within the pages of the miniseries Hawk and Dove, drawn by Rob Liefeld, and it was written and drawn by Carl Kessel and Barbara Kessel also. And it was an awesome miniseries. I really enjoyed it a lot, and that's where I pretty much fell in love with the character. And next we have his brother Dove, who sadly dies in the Crisis on Infinite Earths. And strangely enough, I mostly discovered this character through the flashbacks we had of him and the Hawk and Dove miniseries. So strangely enough, I'm pretty much more familiar with the female version of Dove than I am with the original version. So this was the new Teen Titans, and this was pretty much the Wolfman Perez era of the characters. And then there's also the Teen Titans animated series, and later on the Teen Titans Go, which pretty much features the more or less the same characters, but I decided to stick with the classic version of the characters. So that's pretty much it for now, guys. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.